Welcome to Daily Life Connection. Thank you for joining me again today. You know, one of the things that I'm discovering as we have walked through this year together, exploring the heart of God, is that every once in a while I'll think, there's something I really would like to talk about and share with my friends. But then I realize, oh, I've already used that verse before, or I've already talked about that idea before. But, at the same time, I'm seeing from a different perspective. So while it may be, for example, today we're going to go to Isaiah chapter 42, where it says that a bruised reed he will not break, and a smoldering wick he will not extinguish. And we've talked about that before, but I just want to look at it from a little bit of a different angle today, because that's one of the joys of doing this is no matter what, it's like a diamond or a gemstone with multiple facets. And you look at it in one way and you see certain color, and you turn it a little bit the other way and you see different colors. Same stone, but different colors. God's like that. You can take one characteristic of God, like love or gentleness, and look at it one way and turn it, and it different concepts leap out at you. So today I want to talk about this idea of the God who will not extinguish smoldering wicks or throw out or break bent reeds. I heard this story and I thought, this is really good. That in some countries, children find these bulrushes, these reeds growing in marshy areas, and they will actually cut them down into little lengths, and they're hollow, and so they'll actually make little flutes out of them, and they will play on those flutes and have fun with them. But those are very disposable. And once they get used a little bit and a kid shoves them in their pocket and sits down, it bruises the reed. It bends it. It doesn't maybe break it in two, but it bends it. And all of a sudden, it will no longer make a sweet sound. It's off pitch. It doesn't sound right. It isn't in harmony with the other flutes that the other kids have made. They'll throw it out, go cut another one and reshape it and use that one. And we're reminded by this verse that that's not how God is with us at all. When your life or mine is out of tune with everybody else, when we're not making good sound, we're not producing the sound that we were created to, when we are off pitch, we're out of harmony with others. Our reed has been bruised. It is no longer like it was. Unlike those children that throw away that and get another one. And the reason they do that is because there are so many. There's thousands of these reeds growing in the marshy area. So what's it matter? Throw one out, get another one. But our God is not like that. We hear Jesus tell the story of someone who has 100 sheep and 99 are safe. But no, he isn't going to let that one go. He's going to go after it. And that's good news for us today. When you and I feel like our lives are not playing harmonious, joyful music anymore, we don't have to worry that God is going to get rid of us because we're like that. Or the smoldering wick idea. In Jesus' day, they didn't have wax candles like we do. They had little pots that had oil in them, little shallow dishes, and they would lay a wick in that and light it. But if the oil got low, and then the wick itself would begin to smolder and burn, and it stunk. It would be very stinky. Again, this word says God, when he comes across something like that, they would often snuff the wick out and throw it out, put a new wick in, a new oil. That's not how our God does it. When your life and mine kind of runs out of oil and it just seems like we're drained and we begin to stink, our lives, our attitudes just begin to stink. God doesn't get put off by that. He won't extinguish that. He won't extinguish it, throw it out, get rid of it. He will refill us with oil trim the wick and make sure it's lit again. That's our God. And this is just a wonderful picture in Isaiah chapter 42 of our God's tenderness, how much he values us, even when our lives are bruised and out of harmony, and we're not making sounds that please anybody, even when our lives are dry and smoldering and smoky and not producing light. God still values us. He values you. He values me. So I just want to encourage your heart today. As you go before him, if you want to go to it, it's Isaiah chapter 42 and verse 3. Isaiah 42 and 3. And just read that verse over and over again and thank him for all the times when you've been a bruised reed, or maybe you are today, all the times you are a smoldering wick. And just let him refresh the oil. Let him restore the bruised reed and strengthen it again. You will play wonderful music again. You will make good sound. You will produce light. You will be a burning wick again, filled with the oil of the Holy Spirit. That's his passion for you and I today. And sometimes, the world will just throw away the bruised and the broken and the hurting. But that's not our God's intention at all. His intention is to value and cherish those who are like that. So that's my encouragement to us today. Just go before him, take some time, read that verse, thank him for all the times, or even if you're in one of those times, thank him that he still values you and cherishes you. And hold on to that promise. He will not break you. He will not extinguish you. He will restore you and value you. That's good news. Let's think about it. We'll talk again tomorrow.